19-year-old Reshma Banu stares at the tiny screen on her cell phone. This is the only place she can see her baby girl alive and well. 3-month-old Afreen died in the hospital with cigarette burns, bites, and a dislocated neck. Police say her own father killed her. Why? Because Afreen happened to be born a girl. After my delivery, my husband had come to see me and the baby. After seeing the child, he said, "It's a girl? Why did you give birth to a girl?" she says. He wanted a boy, an heir. Reshma was devastated when she was given this ultimatum by her husband. For her wedding, we will require 100,000 rupees for all the expenses. If you can get that amount from your mother, then you can keep her. But if you can't, then kill her. She couldn't and refused to kill her baby. So police say her husband did it himself. As brutal and shocking as this case may be, getting rid of babies just because they're girls is nothing new here in India. And many times it's done long before the child is born. How? Sex-selective abortions. India has a growing gap between the number of girls and the number of boys. The 2011 census showed for every 1,000 boys, there were only 914 girls. The gap was smaller 10 years ago. UNICEF has said India is the most dangerous place to be a girl. Would you agree with that, considering what you know about the subject?
Yeah, largely, this is from the point of view of mortality statistics for girls versus boys, I would say yes.
Dr. Anand Krishnan has been researching the subject for years. Sex-selective abortions are against the law in India, but he says it's still happening. And he says there are more sex-selective abortions among the educated and well-off than among the desperately poor and uneducated.
The boy is seen as a better investment to the return.
When you say that, basically what you're telling me is that families look at girls as a liability.
Absolutely.
And boys as almost a retirement.
Absolutely sure.
In traditional Indian families, the men marry and bring their bride home to live and take care of his parents. Girls marry and leave the home, providing no extra financial support. Plus, a girl's family can go broke trying to pay a dowry to get her married. Dowry is also outlawed in India, but it's still as common as it ever was. We traveled to a village the Indian government says has one of the worst ratios of boys to girls in the country, where the government has launched a campaign to change minds. But even though they wear T-shirts with messages about keeping girls, we still found many more young boys. Girls are mostly aborted here, she says. The people want more boys. There's a shortage of girls. We met Chandravati while she was taking care of her neighbor's newborn baby girl, all the while blowing cigarette smoke into the baby's face. She says the poorest people don't have the money to abort, so they're forced to keep girls. But those who can afford an ultrasound and abortion get rid of female fetuses. So much money is required to get them married. Where will the money come from, she says? But for Reshma and her parents, a baby, boy or girl, is a blessing. She had just come into the world. She is like a flower bud, and he killed her. I lost my daughter. What can be worse than this? Reshma's husband still waiting trial. Reshma still mourning the chance to raise her first child just because she was born a girl. Sara Sidner, CNN, Bangalore.